It's time to go to another market now. It's the crypto market. And as has become usual on Fridays, it's on me to see what's happening right there. So if we see the numbers for crypto for this morning, there we see it's a green, continuous build up from the positive that we had yesterday. We see Bitcoin is up more than 1%, settling at $26,594.03. Ethereum is also looking good, almost 1% in the green this morning at 1,630.85 right there, BNB and all of that. So when we look at sentiment of the markets, we can tell from here that it's a little bit more of recovery than the red. Let's look at the other slides there, the fear greed. The investors are still afraid. I guess you don't just overcome your fear in a bit like that. So it's still fear for the fear greed index. Looking at the numbers right there, we already have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, BNB. So we can see there that it's mostly red for those major coins that we follow right here. Cardano looking really good there, adding more than 2%. XRP also almost 4%, 3.82% increase in 24 hours. Now there's one other story making the rounds this morning. I will come to the top gainers in a bit. Let's have Olumide Adesina now. This Deutche Bank is partnering Swiss crypto firms. Sounds like something that'd be good for crypto. I mean, we know that Deutsche Bank is a major bank in the world, financial institution and all of that. So I wonder what it will bring to the market, but we have Olumide Adesina, our financial market analyst, joining us to expose that to us. Hi, Olumide, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. So yes. Interesting conversation around that report because you understand Deutsche Bank, well, that's Germany's biggest bank and one of the leading European banks with that relationship with the Swiss custodian firm really brings in more liquidity and kind of credibility among traditional investors. And the interesting thing is that it's not just Deutsche Bank. We're also hearing reports that Standard Chartered also has kicked up its crypto custody in Singapore. You understand Standard Chartered too has a very big tentacle in the financial industry. Definitely will bring in more liquidity. And also, Frank Templeton, one of the leading asset managers in America, 1.5 trillion asset under management, also apply for spot Bitcoin ETF. And that's really why we saw an uptick in the prices of Bitcoin and the crypto market in the month of September. I often recall that the month of August was one of the most terrible periods this year in the crypto market since the FTX collapse. So, this has really brought in a lot of gains. But right now, the bulls really need to be on top of their game to stay above the $28,000 mark before we can really see it's a bull call. But the FTX scare, where a lot of concerns was that they will start liquidating their tokens, have been brought to rest because most of those tokens will be sold on the OTC. So that's really brought him some respite. And we saw a squeeze among short sellers. So right now, it seems that Bitcoin has some respite despite the strong dollar, looking at it from week to week.
So we know that, talking about the SEC the other time, they did bring some respite to Bitcoin and the other coins, but it didn't last for long. Do we have an idea how long will this actually drive Bitcoin to 28,000, or do we see it, waning off very soon?
The market is very fluid and, different macros, different updates. But right now, the SEC has been quite skeptical about approving the spot Bitcoin ETF. But I think the odds are against them after Grayscale won their court case on the fact of they have a good case on their spot ETF being approved. And also you look at the fact that banks, like I mentioned, Deutsche, Standard Chartered, Frank Templeton, Fidelity, BlackRock, these are trillion-dollar institutions, so they are also bringing respite to the fears concerning the space. But having said all those things, I think what will really bring Bitcoin's bulls really back is how the US Fed their next meeting talks about the interest rates hike. You saw the European Central Bank talking about the fact that interest rate has peaked, and that was why the euro dropped to below the 1.7 support yesterday. So that really would give the boost because the US dollar has a strong correlation against crypto assets. So the US Fed will be the midterm umpire.
All right, so at least we should have a peaceful weekend with this. We expect that the impacts will spread all through the weekend, at least sustain that positive sentiment till Monday, you think?
I'm not really sure. This is a very volatile market. You don't really give such prophecy in time of the crypto space where you could recall that some news could just spring up. But in reality, I think Bitcoin has been more stable. In fact, compared to the Nigerian Naira, you see that the crypto market is looking more stable than the Nigerian currency. So I think, yeah, you're right. We're not going to see those kind of swings we saw last year. So I think we are fair to say we might have a peaceful weekend.
All right. Thank you so much, Olumide. And I wish you a peaceful weekend too.
Yeah, thank you too.
All right. Okay. Do we have time for that? The top gainers, we see the gaining numbers really looking good. They're 11%, 8%, and all of that. Let's say the top losers. And we see that a bit out of point there. But I mean, 4%, 1%. So it's a bit of positive at this time. And as Olumide said, and I wish that we'll have a positive weekend until Monday. But that's it on the program today. Thank you so much.